Once upon a time in Nkwe, a tale of redemption. Once upon a time in the serene village of Nkwe, nestled in the heart of Igbo land, lived a pair of twins with their elderly mother. These twins, Nana and Kemdelim, were well known throughout the village, but not for any admirable qualities. Instead, their notoriety stemmed from their stubbornness and rudeness. Nana and Kemdelim had a reputation for causing trouble wherever they went, and anyone who dared to cross them would face their combined wrath. Because of their troublesome behavior, the villagers did their best to avoid the twins, hoping to keep the peace in their once harmonious community. One day, their mother, NECA, asked Nana and Kemdelim to go to the farm and help her harvest some crops. The twins agreed but had no intention of heading to the farm. Instead, they spent the day wandering around the village, causing havoc wherever they went. As sunset approached and they were about to return home, they encountered a girl named Ifunanya. Ifunanya was returning from the farm, her basket brimming with freshly harvested crops. The twins saw an opportunity to escape their mother's wrath for not bringing home any produce and decided to accost Ifunanya. "Hey, Ifunanya," Nana called out, blocking her path. "What do you want?" Ifunanya asked, already wary of their intentions. "Hand over those crops," Nkemdelim demanded. "Please, these are all I have for my mother and me to eat tonight," Ifunanya pleaded, her eyes wide with fear. Instead of showing any pity, the twins beat her up and took her crops. Ifunanya's cries echoed in the evening air as she begged them to reconsider, but Nana and Kemdelim were unmoved. They left Ifunanya bruised and sobbing on the ground, clutching her empty basket. The next day, as was their habit, the twins roamed the village aimlessly. This time, they accidentally bumped into an old woman, causing her to lose her balance and fall. Instead of apologizing, Nana yelled at the woman. "Can't you see where you're going?" he shouted. "Are your eyes just for decoration?" Nkemdelim added mockingly. The old woman, whose name was Adanma, said nothing. She simply picked herself up and walked away. As she did, Nana and Kemdelim noticed a red purse on the ground, which must have fallen from the old woman's belongings. Instead of returning it, they picked it up and ran home. Once they were in their room, they eagerly opened the purse, hoping to find money. To their surprise, a black mist emerged from the purse, enveloping them. When the mist cleared, Nana and Kemdelim had been transformed into two big hens. They were unaware of their new appearance and still saw themselves as human, but to everyone else, they were just a pair of noisy chickens. Feeling hungry, they went to the kitchen to ask their mother for food. However, when NECA saw them, she chased them out, shouting, "You dirty hens, get out of my kitchen." The twins were bewildered by their mother's reaction but fled before she could hit them. It was then that they realized something was terribly wrong. No one saw them as humans anymore. To the villagers, they were just hens. They tried to explain to their mother, but all she could hear were the clucks of chickens. Frustrated and frightened, Nana and Kemdelim decided to find the old woman, Adanma, believing she was the cause of their misfortune. The next day, they returned to the spot where they had bumped into her but found no sign of her. They searched tirelessly, but Adanma was nowhere to be found. Exhausted and disheartened, they decided to head back home. On their way back, they encountered the village's notorious thief, Ugochukwu. He saw the two hens from afar and immediately grabbed Nana. Nkemdelim could do nothing but cluck loudly in distress, pleading for her brother's release, but Ugochukwu could only hear the frantic clucks of a hen. He tried to grab Nkemdelim as well, but she managed to escape and ran home in fear. When Kemdelim arrived home, she found a crowd gathered around her house. Her mother was in the middle, crying and lamenting that something terrible must have happened to her children. Nkemdelim rushed to the front, trying to tell her mother about the thief and her brother, but all her mother and the villagers could hear were the loud crows of a hen. The villagers, irritated by the noise, chased her away. Heartbroken and desperate, Nkemdelim wandered aimlessly around the village until night fell. She didn't know where to go or what to do. Just then, she heard someone call her name. Turning around, she was shocked to see Ifunanya standing there. Nkemdelim, what are you doing here? Why are you crying? Ifunanya asked gently. Nkemdelim was taken aback that Ifunanya could see her as a human. You can see me and hear me, she asked in astonishment. Of course, I can. What's wrong? Ifunanya replied. Nkemdelim poured out her heart, recounting the entire ordeal to Ifunanya. When she finished, Ifunanya said, we'll figure this out. Let's go to your house. The next day, Ifunanya went to Nkemdelim's house and found her sleeping behind her mother's hut. She gently woke her up and asked what they should do. Nkemdelim suggested that Ifunanya explain everything to her mother. Ifunanya agreed and went to NECA, telling her the whole story. NECA was stunned and heartbroken, struggling to believe what she was hearing. What can we do to lift this curse? She asked Ifunanya, desperate for a solution. Ifunanya replied, I know someone who might be able to help. Come with me. They followed Ifunanya to the home of an elderly woman known for her wisdom and mystical abilities. After a few minutes of walking, they arrived at a humble hut. When they entered, Nkemdelim was shocked to see that the woman who could help them was none other than Adanma, the old woman they had insulted. Immediately, Nkemdelim fell to her knees, begging for mercy. Though NECA couldn't understand her daughter's words, all she heard were clucks. Adanma, along with Ifunanya, understood everything Nkemdelim was saying. NECA also joined in, pleading with Adanma to forgive her children and lift the curse. Adanma, who was a kind-hearted woman despite the twins' mistreatment, forgave Nkemdelim after hearing their sincere apology. She lifted the curse, and Nkemdelim instantly transformed back into her human form. They thanked Adanma profusely and returned home, hoping that Nana would also return to his human form. They waited and waited, but there was no sign of Nana. The next day, Nkemdelim was walking along a bushy path when she found a fainted boy. To her surprise, it was her brother Nana, unconscious and injured. She quickly carried him to the healer's hut, where she found out what had happened. The thief, Ugochukwu, had been about to kill Nana when he suddenly transformed back into a human. Shocked by the transformation, Ugochukwu had hit him over the head with a stick, causing him to lose consciousness and his memory. A kind old man had found him the next morning and brought him to the healer for treatment. Nkemdelim was overjoyed to see her brother alive and hugged him tightly. Though Nana couldn't remember much, Nkemdelim explained everything that had happened. Grateful for their second chance, the twins decided to change their ways. From that day on, Nana and Nkemdelim became known for their kindness, respect, and humility. They helped their mother with chores and treated everyone in the village with courtesy. The villagers, who had once avoided them, now welcomed them with open arms. The lesson from this tale is clear: always show respect to everyone, regardless of their status. You never know when someone you look down upon today might be the key to your salvation tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the tale. If so, please like the video, comment, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more enchanting tales like this one. Goodbye.